Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a trying new makeup. We have a lot of stuff here. It's going to be fairly natural look, I'm thinking, for summer, just due to the products. These just scream daytime look to me. So we have some new products from Charlotte Tilbury, which I have been dying to try. These cute little sets, which I thought would be good for a quick everyday makeup. The bronzer, which I have yet to try. I have the new NudeStix Blot and Blur Matte Stick, which looks incredible. Cannot wait to try this too. Another Charlotte Tilbury for primer, but it has SPF 50. We'll see if it breaks me out because every sunscreen does. The BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy brushes, which I really want to try the concealer brush. I'm not sure if I'll get to the eye brushes just because it's going to be a fairly natural look. The Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer blushes and a bunch of other things here. So lots of new makeup to try out. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. If you've not already, I would absolutely love for you to subscribe to my channel by hitting the red subscribe button, the bell if you want to be notified of all my future videos, and let's go ahead and begin this trying new makeup. Usually I do eyes first, but because this is going to be probably a fairly natural look, I say that now, we're going to start with the face. So I have the Charlotte Tilbury Invisible UV Flawless Primer. This has an SPF of 50 in it. And apart from this having sunscreen, I'm not sure exactly what this is going to do for the skin. It says flawless looking skin plus the daily defense. I love these kind of packaging, which you just pop up like that. For sunscreen, I detest anything with a white cast, so I'm hopeful that this will be in fact invisible. Looks like it has some sort of iridescence to it. It's not white. Looks like an off-white color. And it's definitely clear. I wouldn't say this is super thick, but it definitely is thicker than some of the sunscreens that I really like for a facial sunscreen. It does have a tack to it, which will make for a good primer as well. So I feel like my foundation's definitely gonna stick to this. So you can see that tack there. For me, it's all about whether it breaks me out. That is the deal breaker for me because 99% of sunscreens do, and it's a rare occasion where I find one that doesn't break out my skin. It's only sunscreens that break out my skin. It's so annoying because obviously I want to wear sunscreen daily, but so far that's looking really nice. I like how it looks, definitely clear. So now we have the NudeStix Blot and Blur Matte Stick. I'm going to try this underneath product, but I believe you can also use this on top of, and it's just supposed to take away oil and shine, create a matte canvas, and obviously blur pores and imperfections. So I'm going to put this in my T-zone. This reminds me of the Maybelline one I love. See if this pills, because these kind of products can tend to pill a lot. You can definitely see it blurring the skin. So it's taking away the shine, blurring the skin. Just gonna put it, as I said, on my problem areas, which is the T-zone. If this wears nicely, this is going to be in my regular rotation. I love blurring sticks like this. Then for foundation, I don't have anything too new. I might mix in a couple of these Flawless Creator multi-use liquid pigments from Dermablend. It is a little light though, so I'm not sure if I'm going to mix that in with my Beauty Blender Skin Tint, because I kind of want to keep this fairly natural looking on the skin. You know what? I'm talking myself into this. I'm going to use my Beauty Blender because then I'll be able to tell how the primers work, because I absolutely love this foundation. So that kind of helps me out test that. I used a new self tanner last night. It's the Jergens Natural Glow Instant Sun, and this is only $10 at the drugstore. I got Ultra Deep Bronze, and so far I really like the color. It's very natural and not orange at all. I heard the two lighter ones are orange, so if you're going to buy that, definitely get the darker one. It's lighter compared to other tanners that I've used that claim to be dark tan. I do naturally tan quite a bit deeper than how this looks like on my skin right now. Before I go in with concealer, I've actually been doing my cream bronzer. Now I have been waiting to try this bronzer. It just came in PR last week, and I've been wanting to test it out prior to filming this, but I'm like, you know what, wait for this video, you're gonna film this next. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer. It is absolutely huge, and the color of this just looks so beautiful. I have the shade 2 Medium. I also have the Beautiful Skin bronzing brush. First look in it, doesn't even look like a cream bronzer. So just picking up a little bit on the brush. It's a pretty large brush. I honestly could probably go darker with this because it looks a little bit ashy on my skin. if you can tell. Right off the bat, I would honestly still buy Fenty over this, the Huda Beauty for contour, and the Rare Beauty sticks. If I'm going to be using cream, those are just so easy to work with. This is still pretty, honestly, but there's just others I already know that I would reach for over this. A little bit disappointing in that, but it's not like it's a bad product. I just know myself. I'm not going to reach for this just due to the color. If you guys have similar skin tone to me, did you go with 3? I thought 2 would have been good. Just doing a light layer bronzer, I do feel like it's kind of lifting up my foundation slightly. So we're just going to leave it like that for now. And then for concealer, I have the Benefit Bright On Boing Under Eye Concealer. And I have it in the shade Ginger. Have yet to use this. And I also purchased these really popular Pawpaw Wonder Blenders from Amazon. I've heard a ton of people talking about these, so it comes in a 6-pack. I'm dropping that. I've already used it in one video. They go pretty big when you run it underwater. And initial impression, this is also not my favorite. They're just a little big for me. And I love the Morphe sponges because they have that flat side. So again, for me, these are okay. They're a good price, but just not my favorite. So we're gonna start off with that much and just see how it blends out. Love the applicator and the packaging on this. Little eraser, erase those dark circles. How cute is that? So I find the sponge kind of soaks up the product really fast, and I was worried about that for this formula. Luckily, we have the Angie Hot and Flashy brush here, which is made for concealer. It's like the 101 foundation brush, but smaller. Same sort of shape, just made for concealer. So I was really excited to try this. And honestly, I wanted to use this more for my under eye concealer. Just gonna put more product on. It's definitely a light to medium coverage. Oh yeah. So this is way better than a sponge for me. It's just allowing the pigment to stay underneath the eyes. I can actually see the brightening effect with this. I felt the sponge was just eating up this sort of formula, which often I can have some issue with a beauty blender. I personally like to go in with brushes first and then use a sponge after to soak up any excess. That's kind of how I use a sponge. I'm definitely a fan of brushes more. I know people are totally opposite on that, but that's just kind of how I use a sponge. Way, way better. And it definitely brightens up the under eye. I think this is a perfect color too. And I have to say I love this brush. Not surprised though, because I love the foundation brush, so just a smaller version for concealer is genius. So I really, really like this concealer. It just heavily depended on the application for me, because I didn't like it with that sponge. This looks really nice underneath the eyes. I can tell I like that. I have the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer blushes, 6 colors here. I'm honestly not sure what to even choose. I might go light with this to see how it shows up on my skin. I think I'm gonna try out this pink color first. Just gonna take a little bit on my finger and see how that looks. This might be too light for my skin, but I like a light blush. So that's pretty, really glowy. I can see how this might not work with certain foundations, especially if you use a matte foundation. This might lift because it does feel quite sticky on application. So I really like that color. I'm going to actually apply another one on top to see what kind of effect this gives, maybe something a little bit deeper. So maybe try Southbound, see how that shows up. This one has a more liquidy consistency. It's not as tacky as the other one. It's really strange. And that one I feel like went on a little bit better actually. Okay, I really like that shade compared to the other one. Has anyone had that issue? Have you tried these? Because this feels way different than that other one. I like this formula more. It feels like a liquid and it's going into the skin 100 times easier than that other one. It just doesn't have the tack to it. It's shockingly different for the same blush. All right, so we loaded the blush on. I think it looks really nice. Love that color in Southbound. I'm gonna have to play with the other shades and see which ones have that tacky formula and which ones don't, because there's a noticeable difference. I would 100% recommend the ones that don't have that tack to it, but I'm gonna have to try them all out and get back to you guys on that. If you've tried other colors, Let me know your experience with those because it's kind of would be a hit and miss, I feel like, if the formulas are that different between the colors. Then Beauty Blender sent me over a really generous package. They have this Soft Focus Gemstone Setting Powder, which I'm a little bit nervous about trying because it does have some glow to it, and normally I don't like those kind of powders. But the color looks really pretty. It's in the shade Buff, which has a slight pink cast to it and has that glow. So I might actually use this after I set my face with something a little more matte. There's definite glow to this. So you can see my hand comparison. I put it on this one. It just gives a glow to the skin. This one has nothing on it. That's really pretty, but I would just hope it wouldn't accentuate texture. So that's honestly a setting powder on top of a set face, probably for me. I just know how my skin is. But before that, I almost forgot about these cute sets from Charlotte Tilbury. The unfortunate thing is they don't have anything on the components to tell you what they are. You have to actually open them up to see the color difference. These you just pull out of the packaging, and they don't have a lid on them, so you have to use this packaging. So that's a little bit bulky and inconvenient in that sense, but you have a glow stick, a blush, and for lips, and then for the eyes as well. That one is more pink, and then this one is more peachy gold. And they both have the same highlight in here. I wish they would have changed the highlight, because if you buy both of these, now you have the same highlighter stick. That's a little bit disappointing. I love Charlotte Tilbury, and I feel like I'm cutting up the brand right now. So I'm just putting a little bit on my finger, as you can see that. With this product, I do feel like there's a slight bit of lifting. This is more so a balm consistency versus any sort of pigment being left on the face. It's just gonna give you a sheen. And then for the eyes, I'm gonna swatch both of these. This is a copper gold in one and then a pink shade in the other. Both witch shades that I wouldn't normally use on my eyes, honestly, but let's do pink. I don't even remember which one this goes back into. Just going to use the pink one and blend it out with one of the BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy brushes. I think this is a cool concept. I would have liked to have seen some different colors though. I think they could have been made better, and I would have liked the components to actually be able to take out the caps with them so you don't actually need to carry the whole set. I think that kind of hinders this product for me. Just being very honest. You guys know my love for Charlotte Tilbury, so. But it has to be really, really good, regardless of my love for the brand. So I myself would probably pass on these. And the bronzer. We'll see about the primer. Honestly, it doesn't even look that pink on my eyes. I'm like loading it up. See if this creases too. Everything always comes together once I set with powder, and I haven't used my Dior powders for a while, so I'm going to use these to set the under eye and the face. So I like to use 2N underneath my eye and then 3N all over the face. That Dior powder is always magic. Love how it makes the skin look. Not new, old favorite of mine. I've been using my one size because I've been wanting a full coverage powder foundation, and I forgot how good this is for natural makeup days. This is such a good powder. I'm gonna go back in with the BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy A507 brush. Just take a little bit of this Beauty Blender powder just to see how shimmery it is. I dabbed it on my hand, and you can see kind of how metallic that looks if you go too heavy-handed. So let's just start the perimeters. Oh yeah. So this isn't a powder I personally can use all over my face. I'm just gonna do that. Otherwise we'll be looking like the Tin Man, because it is very, very glowy. It's pretty, used sparingly. I like this. I don't find it accentuating too much, honestly. It's a good formula. Just definitely one that I have to pinpoint set with this. I can't just go crazy with this sort of powder. I'm gonna quickly go finish off the eyes. For me, I'm just using a little bit of liner to create what looks like an extra eyelash, and it just helps lift the eye. And then I'm going to coat my lashes with my Essence Lash Princess waterproof mascara. Super affordable and actually waterproof. If you don't have a waterproof mascara for the summer, for the rest of the year, you need to pick this up. I always repurchase this in the summer. You know I'm not a fan of waterproof mascaras generally, but in the summer, I always repurchase the Essence mascara. For lips, we're gonna have fun with a few different products. I keep reaching for Morphe Sweet Tea, but I bought a bunch of the lip pencils recently and I wanted to use a color today just because my Sweet Tea is getting kind of low. I need to get on a different shade. So I'm thinking about trying Spiffy. I might have tried this one on camera before, but I definitely need a new shade to try. Kind of a neutral to cool tone brown shade. Then I'm trying out this Lip Maestro in 109 Tan. And this I heard Steph talk about. Armani sent me these the other day, and I really wanted to try this color because Steph loves this formula. And this is a beautiful nude. It looks like it has some gold shimmer in it, and the formula is pillowy soft. Ah, it feels like a dream going on. Then to finish it off, I wanted to try out this She Glam Chocolate Cake Layer Cake Lip Oil from their Sunday Picnic collection. I don't have a brown lip oil like that. I have a ton of red ones, which they do also have. And they look like the Dior lip glow oils. That really fat doe foot applicator. Just gonna finish off the look with this. I don't really notice any smell with these either, which is nice for a change. Just really juicy, glowy, and you don't even notice that it would be that dark of a brown. Looking at this can be a little bit intimidating, but these lip glow oils that are on the market are very, very sheer. And then the last thing I have here is Model in a Bottle Makeup Setting Spray. I remember Model in a Bottle from when I was blogging, and I haven't used this for years. This is actually infused with aloe vera, which is nice. It's a matte finish, water resistant, and that will be good because it is pouring rain and I have to go get groceries with the kids. So we'll see if this makeup lasts from the car to the grocery store. This smells like mosquito repellent or hairspray. Holy cow. No. Wow. This is the original formula Fine Mist application. It's cut my throat. Resistant to smudging, tears, humidity, and water. I'm gonna cry just because of the smell of this. Dries to a translucent matte finish, absorbs excess oil, fast drying, never sticky. I swear this is attacking my throat right now. It smells like mosquito repellent. It finished off the face beautifully though. I feel like it set everything nicely, but the smell of that, oh my gosh. I used to set my face with hairspray before setting sprays way back in the day. Absolutely awful, but that's what we did in a pinch to set our makeup before going out, was use our hairspray to set our face. I'm sure not a lot of you did that. That's like flashbacks to when I was 19. I'm gonna jump off camera, finish off my hair, get dressed, and we will talk more about these products. This is the completed look. I caught my breath and able to talk to you guys now because this choked me. It is the Model in a Bottle Makeup Setting Spray, and I honestly do not remember this smelling like mosquito repellent and hairspray. Brought me back to when I was 19, setting my face with hairspray. I don't recommend that. So this, as much as I love how my skin actually looks set with this, I wouldn't use this again because it was just, this literally choked me. I was trying to keep it together on camera, but I was having some issue after filming. I felt like it was invading my throat. I'm still not right. Then we have a bunch of products from Charlotte Tilbury. I'm just gonna go over these quickly. I actually already filmed this once and my microphone wasn't even on. So we have the Broad Spectrum SPF 50 sunscreen. This is truly invisible. Whether it breaks me out or not, I will have to update you guys on. I'm very sensitive to sunscreen. It's one of the only things that causes me acne is sunscreen. If I see anything start to pop up on my face, it's a no for me, but if it works, it's a high SPF and it's truly invisible and it's not too thick. It looks good underneath makeup. So fingers crossed it doesn't break me out. Then we have the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. I like the finished look. I think the color is nice now. I do think it could be a little bit warmer for my complexion and just for my hair, skin tone, everything. It's leaning a little bit neutral. You guys are the best for honest feedback, letting me know if I look muddy. So give me your honest feedback in the comment section below, whether you like the color on me or not, or whether I should go to number 3. The brush, you could definitely skip on. Honestly, unless you like these sort of kabuki big brushes, it's good for buffing. You have good control. Nothing wrong with the brush, it's just personal preference. I just don't usually purchase the brushes that come out with launches. It's just not something I do. I have it because I got it in PR, but do I think you absolutely need that? No. The bronzer is a nice formula. I'm still on the fence about it. I'm waiting for your guys' feedback on that to let me know. Then I have these travel sets from Charlotte Tilbury. They're pretty good concept. I can see some people really liking these. For me, it's just a miss. They didn't change up the highlight in these. The colors are a little bit off for the eyes. I would prefer something else. And these would have been so much better if you could remove it and be able to travel with the individual products and not just with this whole compact. That kind of breaks it for me because I want something a little bit more multi-use. The Beauty Blender Soft Focus Gemstone Setting Powder, I actually kind of am liking this more and more. The more I look at my face and see the overall glow it gave the perimeter of my face, it's really flattering, honestly. A lot of the times with these sort of glowy products, it can really emphasize my texture, but I don't feel like that's the case with this. And a light hand is all I need. I couldn't go in my whole face with this. Some people with more youthful, smooth skin probably could and be absolutely gorgeous, but for me this is more of a pinpoint setting powder when I just want to add that glow back to the skin, but I can see me using this a lot, honestly. The NudeStix Blot and Blur Matte Stick, I do feel like it blurred my skin, and you could see in the video it was mattifying my forehead and taking away the shine. You can even go in on top of makeup just a little bit to mattify the face, blur out any parts of your face you want. So great on the go product if you're looking for something like that. So far, so good with that. I think my favorite thing from this, and I've had this for a while, waiting to use in a trying new makeup. This is the Benefit Bright On Concealer. I love the packaging on this, and the color ginger and the overall brightness it did give my under eye. It looks super hydrated and youthful. It doesn't look dry in the slightest. It definitely brightened up my under eye, but gave this hydration to my skin. It just looks really pretty. I love the finish and effect this gives, and I'm shocked that I like it as much as I do, but 100% dependent on application because this sponge soaked it up too much. I'm actually not really a fan of this sponge. I know a lot of people are. For me personally, not worth the money, even though you get a good deal buying them in a pack. It's just too big and I don't like the shape of it. I do feel like it also soaks up a little bit more product than most sponges. This saved the day. The Angie Hot and Flashy from BK Beauty. This is the A506 concealer brush, which looks like the foundation brush that I love, but made for the under eye. That makes that concealer for me, so I'm so happy with that. And then I also ended up using the blush bronzer powder brush for so many things, and I love that, love the shape of it. These are some of my favorite kinds of shapes of brushes. And then I didn't use all the eye brushes because this was a super simple look. I just used the eyeshadow brush. Worked beautifully. I love the synthetic brushes from BK Beauty because you can use them with creams or powders. Very versatile brushes. I'm a huge fan of synthetic brushes. For lips, we have the Lip Maestro in Tan. It just gives a super smooth look to the lips. Really comfortable. I like these even more though, and I've used them a bunch. These are the She Glam Layer Cake lip oils, and if you're looking for affordable dupe for the Dior lip glow oils, the She Glam. These are really good. Same applicator, same sort of sheerness and glow to the lips. They don't have a smell that I can detect, which a lot of people would probably appreciate. So highly recommend those if you're looking for something affordable, because I know lip oils are really on trend right now, but those are really affordable ones. Then these Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Blushes. And this is one of those things that I'm going to need your help in the comments to tell me about if you had the same experience as me, because these were a completely different formula. One was super sticky and the other was beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. It didn't look too bad the first one I used, but the tack it gave was way different than Southbound that I put on my skin, and that gave me that beautiful overall glow to the skin, which I really love. So this was a hit and miss to me. Honestly, it depends on the color, and I want to go through all those shades and let you guys know which ones have that tack and which ones don't, because that's definitely a deal breaker for some of the colors for me, because if they were all the beautiful formula of Southbound, I'd recommend them, but I can't recommend them all because there was such a discrepancy in the formulas. And then the last thing I mentioned in passing is this Jergens Natural Glow Instant Sun. It's in the Ultra Deep Bronze. This is the darkest one they carry. It was $9.99 on Amazon, but affordable self-tanner if you're looking for one. Overall color, it looks very natural on the skin. It's not patchy in the slightest, and it does look really, really nice. So I'm gonna see how this wears and get back to you on that, but it doesn't have that unpleasant tanner development. It dries really fast in 60 seconds, so it was nice to sleep in. You didn't feel sticky, especially in the summer. I hate self-tanning in general, but especially in the summer when I do want to tan, I hate sticky formulas that you go to bed and you just feel so gross. That one was a really nice one. So that is my overall opinion on everything that I tested today that was new. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video, for spending some time with me today. I know there was some hits and misses in this one. It was a roller coaster ride that I almost didn't make it through at the end, but it's still really fun to film. And I would love to know your experiences with these products, because the comment section is really where we can get a good idea about some of these products. You guys are the best for engaging in the comments and just letting everyone know your thoughts and experiences, because it just helps out everyone else. So thank you so much for your engagement on my videos. I really appreciate it. We have the best comment section here on YouTube. I'm telling you, you guys are amazing. So thank you for your support. If you have not already though, I would love for you to subscribe by hitting the red subscribe button, the bell if you want to be notified of all my future videos, and I will see you guys in my next one.